my classes for online students. So better to use these two numbers. In the case, if first number is not worked out, then come for the second number. Then at both the numbers, Bhavan is a responsible person. She will take care about my classes, online inquiries or everything. Okay, try to use this. If you have any issues, immediately you can contact with these numbers. For offline students, and try to take these numbers, no, then you can directly contact with our office people through this number. Okay, right, might be somebody else is available, then they will give immediate reply to you. Don't worry for that. Right, guys. Now leave this. Now let's move on to the naming conventions part. As you discussed it there previously, now tell me guys, all of you know, Java is a case-sensitive programming language or case-insensitive programming language? Case-sensitive programming language. If it is case-sensitive programming language, definitely there is a separation between, there is a clear-cut separation between lowercase letters and uppercase letters. Separately lowercase letters are recognized and separately uppercase letters are recognized, as they are what? No, case-sensitive programming language. Are you getting it or not? Clearly, no. Right, sir. Now the point is what? Java is a case-sensitive programming language. Java is a case-sensitive programming language where in Java applications, we will recognize all lowercase letters and uppercase letters separately. We will recognize all the lowercase letters and uppercase letters separately. Observe carefully. That means we will have separate recognition for lowercase letters and uppercase letters. Both are not same. Understand it what I am telling there. But here the point is what? Where we are using uppercase letters and where we are using lowercase letters. This is a question now. Where to use uppercase letters and where to use lowercase letters. That is a question here in Java applications. So here the point is what? To use lowercase letters and uppercase letters. To use lowercase letters and uppercase letters individually, we will use the following conventions. What conventions here we are able to use there? What conventions here we are using there? Observe carefully. The conventions will be, first of all, let me explain all the conventions, then after that we'll go for the notes. All of you put more concentration here. Listen carefully. Right, sir. If all of you are okay, then I will start. All of you are okay now? Right, sir. Point number 1. Listen, all of you know. All Java classes names, abstract classes names, interfaces names must start with uppercase letter, and the subsequent symbols must also be uppercase letters. What is the rule I said to you guys? Now tell me, all Java classes names, abstract classes names, interfaces names. That's enough now. Classes names, abstract classes names, and interfaces names must start with an uppercase letter, and the subsequent symbols must also be uppercase letters. Example I am telling there. Understand clearly. String is a class name or not? Is a single word. Inside this class name, single word. How many words are available? Only one word. What is that single word? No, string. Where S should be what? Uppercase letter. Where S should be what? Uppercase letter. So follow this point here. Next one after that. For example, string buffer is existed. What is available, sir? String buffer. How many words are available there? 2 words are available. What are the 2 words now? String and buffer. 2 words are existed here. In a string, S should be capital, and in a buffer, B should be capital. String buffer, S should be capital, and buffer, B should be capital. Get my point or not? Okay. For example, here what we have to understand, input to stream reader. Input to stream reader. How many words are available there? 3 words are available. What are the 3 words here? Input, I should be capital, and in a stream, S must be capital, and in a reader, R must be capital, uppercase letters. Now, this is a rule we have to follow about what? No, all classes names, abstract classes names, and interfaces names. Yes, sir, got my point or not? Right. The rule is what? All Java classes names, comma, abstract classes names and interfaces names must start with uppercase letters and the subsequent symbols, and the subsequent symbols must also be uppercase letters. Must also be uppercase letters. Right, sir. Now this is the rule number 1. All Java classes names, abstract classes names and interfaces names must start with uppercase letters, and the subsequent symbols must also be uppercase letters. That is rule number. Example I have given there. In a string, S must be capital. In a string buffer, S and B both must be capital. In input stream reader, IE, S and R must be uppercase letters. Right. This is rule number 1. Here we understood clearly. Right, sir. If it is user defined, if it is predefined, if that name is existed like that, then we have to follow it. Okay, but in user defined, we can go for manipulations where we can keep like what? No, underscore. But this is a predefined class name. I should not change it. Okay, fine. All right, sir. The next point is what? After that, this is about like what? No, classes names. I'm requesting to everybody from now onwards, use the same convention while writing notes in our notes also. While writing the data in our notes also, you must follow the same convention. Where I given that uppercase letter, try to make it is a big letter. Where you are writing a lowercase letter, try to make it is a bit lower font. So by that, the same convention we have to follow. We are able to follow while practicing your examples also. You will remove compilation errors if you follow this. All right, so now come for the second rule. All of you know, observe carefully. All Java variables names must start with a lowercase letter, but the subsequent symbols must be in uppercase letter. Observe carefully. All Java variables names must start with the lowercase letters, and the subsequent symbols must be in uppercase letters. Let's see some examples here now. Observe carefully. For example, in is a variable. In, comma, out, comma, ERR, all these predefined variables. We can observe this clearly. Inside this in, out, ERR, observe carefully. How many words are available there? Single words are available. All the single words are started with the lowercase letter or not? I is in lowercase, out, O is in lowercase, and ERR, E is in lowercase. That's okay, fine. For example, page context. How many words are available here? 2 words are available. Page context. Page in page P should be small, and in context C must be uppercase letter. Next one is comma, body content. Or the next one, body content. In body content, body B should be lowercase letter. In content C must be uppercase letter. Right, sir. Like this, we are able to write it. For example, if I want to write like what now? User defined variable, I want to write temporary emp addr. How many words are available here? For example, in user defined variable, 3 words are available. What are the 3 words? Temp, emp, addr. So where T should be small, emp, E must be uppercase letter, and in addr, A must be uppercase letter. Am I right or not? But suggestible thing is what? If you have 3 words, no, better to separate with the underscore symbol. That is suggestion. But here the concept is not like a separator. Here the concept is like what now? Lowercase letters and uppercase letters. So here we have to follow the content clearly. Right, yes. All of you observe carefully what I'm telling you now. Next one is after that, after completion of this particular thing, what next one here? Number 3. That means here the rule is what now? All Java variables names must start with lowercase letters, and but the subsequent symbols must be uppercase letters. uppercase letters. Right, guys. Now, this is the point here we have to understand clearly. Names where to use lowercase letters and where to use uppercase letters. Now, this is a scenario here. We can observe this clearly. Next one is point number 3. For this point number 3, guys, try to complete it. Ishan, any problem? Ishan, are you attending? Are you getting that voice on screen? Please respond, Ishan. I'm talking with you. Yes. Right, guys, complete it. Right, sir. Now this is about like what now? Variables information. Whatever the rule we understood for the variables, same rule is available for Java methods. Same rule is existed for Java methods. Clear or not? Tell me what is the Java methods rule. Now tell me all Java method names. All Java method names must start with what? Same methods and variables are having same rule. No changes in this rule. No. All Java method names must start with what? Lowercase letters and the subsequent symbols must be what? Must be uppercase letters. And the subsequent symbols must be what? Uppercase letters. Now, example here. Now, tell me, number of examples are available for this. Now, observe this clearly, guys. Number of examples are available. Right, sir. And please check all of you. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Is my voice is clear to all of you guys? I think now it's okay, right? Yes. All right, sir. Now, examples for these methods names are like what now? For example, concat method is existed. Concat method is available. Clear or not? Now tell me, in concat method, how many words are available? Only one word is existed. Am I right or not? Then where C must be what? C must be lowercase letter. That's okay, fine. Next one is what after that? For name method. What is this one? For name method is also a method actually. For name is a method. How many words are available here? How many words are available? 2 words are exist or not? What are the 2 words now? For and name. Where in for F must be what? Lowercase letter, and in name N must be what? Uppercase letter. That's okay, fine. Next one is what? Get input stream method is existed. What is this method actually? Get input stream. Now here, how many words are available? 3 words are existed. What are the 3 words now? Get input stream. In a get, G should be a lowercase letter, and input I must be uppercase letter. In a stream, S must be what? No, uppercase letter. Right, sir. Now, then what next one here? After completion of this, this is about third one here. After that, what about this fourth one, guys? Now tell me, the fourth one is what now? All right, sir. Fourth one is what? Observe carefully. All Java package names, must be provided. All Java package name must be provided. Right, sir. Must be provided in lowercase letters. All Java package names must be provided in lowercase letters. Observe carefully. All Java package names must be provided in lowercase letters. Examples I'm telling to you now. Try to observe this clearly. Java.io is a package name or not? Java.io is a package name or not? Next one is Java.util is a package name or not? Okay, fine. Next one is what? Java.awt.event is a package name. Next one is a Java x.servlet dot like what? Next one, JSP.tag.ext. Java x.servlet.jsp.tag.ext. Right, sir. Now, next one is what? Then what next one? These are the various names here we understood clearly. Sir, all of you are getting my point or not? Right, sir. Now here the point is what? All Java package names, all Java package names must be provided in lowercase letters. All Java package names must be provided in lowercase letters. Okay, fine. Yes, sir. Good. And one small clarification, guys. I think in my online and one of the student is asking to me, sir, is this course is live or pre-recorded video? Is this class is going on live class or pre-recorded video? Guys, what about the online people? What you are thinking about it? Is it a live class or pre-recorded video? And as much as possible, I'm trying to answer for everybody's question in online. Okay, so it is a live class only, not pre-recorded video. Okay, right, guys. And if you have any doubts there, then try to type the content on the questions box. Immediately, I'll give you a response. 100% live, sir. Not pre-recorded video. Not required to give pre-recorded video in a webinar. Okay. Right. So anyway, then you can type your question there. I can give answer for it. Sure. Right, guys. Let's come for this fifth point, guys. Then all of you are getting clarity on these package names or not? All package names must be written in which letters they know? Lowercase letters only. That's okay, fine. Then what about the fifth one here? All Java constants, listen carefully, all Java constants must be provided in uppercase letters. All the Java constant variables must be provided in uppercase letters. Then what about these uppercase letters here? Now observe carefully. If you open this thread class where three constants are available, what are the three constants actually? Min priority. And next one is like what? No, norm priority. Next one is like what? No, max priority. Everybody understand this point clearly? So like this, so many classes are having constant variables. Example, I have taken thread class. Inside the thread class, to represent priority values, three constants are provided. Min priority will have the priority value 1. Norm priority, it will have the value 5. Max priority, it will have the value 10. Max priority is 10 for every thread in general, in a threading related topic. But constants are available. All the constants must be written in what they know, uppercase letters only. Right, so like this, so many predefined classes are available and so many constant variables are available. But all the constant variables must be written in which letters they know? Uppercase letters. Yes, sir, got it or not? Tell me, guys, overall, 5 naming conventions here we understood. What is the requirement to cover Java naming conventions? Actually, Java is a case-sensitive programming language. Java is what now? Case-sensitive programming language. Clear? Where to use lowercase letter and where to use uppercase letters, we have a set of rules and regulations. Moreover, in the case of Java, there is a separate recognition for lowercase letters and uppercase letters. Here the question is where to use lowercase letters and where to use uppercase letters, that we have to identify before starting our programming part. Now, let's observe this clearly, where to use that lowercase and uppercase letters now. 5 rules and regulations are given. Then what is that rule number 1 here I given, sir? Now tell me. All Java classes names, abstract classes names, and interfaces names must start with uppercase letter, and the subsequent symbols are also be uppercase letters. Now tell me the rule about variables and methods, guys. Now tell me, what is the rule for variables and methods? No, both variables and methods must start with lowercase letter, and the subsequent symbols must be uppercase letters. Some examples are given. Next one is, what about these packages now? All the package names must be provided in lowercase letters. That's okay. All Java constant variables must be provided in uppercase letters. Clear or not? Okay. But one small note here, I'm telling to you, what is that note now? I'm trying to type the note. Try to understand that note. Try to understand the note. Clearly understand this. Just I'm trying to type the note. What is the note here I'm telling there? Reading or not? All of you are reading that statement or not? I will not explain that. Easily you have to understand by seeing that note. Okay, fine. Right, sir. What you understood from this? What do you understand from this? All the above conventions are mandatory. Mandatory for what? Predefined library means that while writing predefined classes, while writing predefined variables, methods, classes, interfaces, we must follow these naming conventions. Am I right or not? We must follow these naming conventions. Mandatory. But these are optional for what? These are optional for what? User-defined library or not? While writing user-defined variables, while writing user-defined methods, while writing user-defined classes and user-defined things, then these naming conventions are optional, not mandatory. We can violate them also while writing user-defined library. But for user-defined library also, what these are? For user-defined library also, what these are? Suggestible. Why? Because Java has given a culture. Java has given a culture that we have to follow clearly. Java has provided a particular culture that we have to follow clearly. So because of that reason, we can conclude that all this predefined library, for all the predefined library, these naming conventions are like mandatory. But for for user-defined library, these naming conventions are optional. Right, sir? So please provide predefined library content. That means if you want to see the predefined library, I will give one process here. What is that process now? Just in the Google, just we can open and Java documentation, Java 8 documentation, Java 9 documentation. There we are able to get the total documentation in the form of HTML files. Just open it. There we can see the total content. Why? Because understand my point here. In Java 8 version, nearly 8,000 plus number of classes and interfaces are available up to Java 8 version. When version was increased, automatically number of classes will be increased. Observe carefully. So not possible to remember all 8,000 number of classes, and each class contains hundreds and hundreds of variables and methods. Not possible for us to remember all these things. Even not suggestible to mug up that entire predefined library. While developing the applications, if I need any predefined library requirement, then I will go to the Java documentation. I will open it where I will search for the required content. If anything is available, I will get the description. Then I will use that method or that variable inside my application directly. So this is what we are doing regularly. Understand my point here? So not required to write everything about Java predefined library. But in general, whenever we are writing predefined library, there we have to follow these conventions. Whenever we are writing user-defined library, just we can make them as optional, but suggestible thing for writing, for following these conventions while writing user-defined library. Right, sir. Now this is about clearly what now? Naming conventions. Observe carefully. After that, next one is what? Java programming format. Java programming format. Next point is what now? Java programming format. All of you guys, observe this clearly. Java programming format. Right, sir. To write a very basic program, very basic Java program, we have to use the following structure. We have to use the following structure. What exactly the structure here we have to use there? Yes, sir. All of you okay now? Can I give that structure here? Right, sir. To write very basic Java program, we have to use the following structure. Why? Because I'm not right now. I'm not going to prepare any enterprise application. Enterprise application is having a separate structure. I don't want to go for it. Just I want to go for what now? That very simple Java program. As we're at just before the program, writing the program, right? So we have to understand what is the simple program, what is the structure of the simple program. Just I want to display hello world information. I want to display welcome message and command prompt through my Java program. So up to that, what I required, minimum, that information here I'm going to provide. All of you observe carefully. Here I will give a diagram now. A simple diagram here I will provide you. Now try to recognize this. Right, sir. Now, in a Java programming format, overall, 5 parts are existed. In a simple Java programming format, nearly 5 parts are existed. What are these 5 parts actually? First one is comment section. First one is what? Comment section. Next one is package section. Next one is what? Package section. Next one is import section. Then after that, classes or interfaces section. Then after that, main class section. Main class section. All right, sir. Now tell me, overall, how many phases are available here now? Overall, 5 phases are existed. What are these 5 phases actually? First one is comment section. And next one is what? Package section. Next one is what? Import section. The next one is what? Classes or interfaces section. The next one is what? No, main class section. These are overall 5 parts which are available inside the Java programming format. That's okay, guys. Next one is observe carefully. Out of all these sections, which section is a mandatory and which section is optional? If you think about it, observe carefully. Comment section is optional, not mandatory. Comment section is what? Optional, not mandatory. Next one is package section is also be optional. Package section is also be optional. Next one is import section is also be optional. Import section is also be optional. Next one is the classes and interfaces section is also be optional. But main class section is what? No, mandatory. Main class section is what? No, mandatory. Yes, sir. All of you are getting my point or not? Now tell me, in Java programming format, overall, how many sections are available? How many sections are available, guys? Now tell me. 5 sections. What are the 5 sections? No? Comment section, package section, import section, classes or interfaces section, and main class section. Where out of all these things, how many sections are optional? 4 sections are optional. Which sections are optional? Comment section, package section, import section, classes or interfaces section are optional. Then which section is mandatory? Main class section is mandatory. Observe carefully here. Right. First one is like what now? Comment section. And the second one is like what now? Package section. Let me list out all of them. Third one is like what? What is this third one here? Import section. Then fourth one is what now? Classes or interfaces section. And the fifth one is like what now? Main class section. Now here we have to understand each and every section clearly. At least in the first program development, what is the role of each and every section? At least some meaning here we have to understand. Then after that we will go for writing first program. After that we will start how to prepare first application clearly. Now let's observe this clearly now. Comment section. First here we have to understand what now? Comment section. Right, sir. One simple point, guys. All of you observe carefully. When we join with any company as a fresher, as an experienced person, that doesn't matter. When we join with any company, first you will have a training program. Depending on their requirement, they will conduct some training program. Maybe technology training program in the sense, 2 days of time for core Java, 2 days of time for advanced Java, 3 days of time for Spring framework, and next 2 days of time web services finished. Java will be completed within a week. Okay. Similarly, they had a domain, their own product they might be have. On the base of the domain, they will give some training, domain knowledge transformation, KT in the company's name. Fine. Training was completed. When training is completed, then definitely they will give a particular project, or they will assign some work to you, or they will keep you in a particular team. They will keep you in a particular team. Okay, in the team, definitely one project is going on, then you are going to have a work in that project. So anyway, we have to write the programs. We have to write some application development in the real time. In the real time application development, there is a convention, there is a rule. What is that rule? No? After taking a Java file, before going to start our code, it is a convention. It is a convention to write some description about our program, what we are trying to implement. Understand my point clearly? No? In the real-time application development, before starting your code, it is a good programming practice, or it is a convention to describe some information about our code, what you are trying to implement. Where the description about the program includes, author name, who is developing that program, objective of that implementation, when you started this implementation, when we are expected to complete this implementation, for which project we are working, for which module we are working, if possible, client details, for which client we are working, then every details, if we provide now, that will be easy for other developers to understand about our implementation. That will be easy for our team lead to monitor our implementation. So it is a convention to write some description about our program inside the Java file. Getting clarity or not? Now, to write this type of description, to provide this type of description, there we have to use comment section. To provide this type of description, we have to use what now? Comment section. That's it. Then what is the main purpose of the comment section in Java applications, guys? We have to understand this clearly. In Java applications, we will use comment section to describe some information about our code. In Java applications, we will use comment section to describe some information about our code, which includes author name. Next one is objective of the implementation. Then after that, what next one here? Then when we started this implementation, then after that, when to complete this implementation, expected time. Next one is client details. Next one is a project details if possible, and so on and so on and so on. Exactly. For example, I'll give some situations also. If you provide this, what will be the advantage? If you are not providing this, what will be the advantage? I can give some information. Right. First of all, complete it. I'll give one scenarios also, 1 or 2 scenarios also. No. Yes, sir. All of you understood? All of you completed? Write fastly. You are writing only running notes. You are not writing any PDF document. In a running notes, in a roughly we have to write the content. Use shortcuts. Try to complete as fast as. But some people are taking scales and pencils also, giving margin line and upper margin, heading in red color, and content is in black color. This is only running notes. I am waiting for your reply. So you are killing my time and your time also. Every minute is valuable. Don't waste your time by putting the total notes on your notes now. Okay. Sir, boys are always good when compared with the girls. Girls are still writing the notes, but boys are already completed notes. I think they didn't write in the notes when I given the statements now. Right, sir. Completed? Good. Let's observe this clearly. I will give 2 scenarios now. In general, you are the employee of a particular company and you are working under a particular team lead. Am I right or not? The software engineer, you are the software engineer, your team lead is available. Who will give work to you actually in the companies? No. Are you expecting the work from owner of that company, CEO of that company? No, definitely your next higher person is whom? Team lead. Team lead is a person who will monitor your code. So team lead is a person who will assign some work to you. You have to work under the team lead. At the end, you have to submit that work to team lead. Am I right or not? Okay. You submitted this entire implementation to team lead. Now team lead wants to check your code because whenever he is digging the total code in one environment, then he has some doubt how the developer has implemented that code. He want to check it. He want to check it. Then he want to go for directly the Java file where you write the code. He want to check it. When a team lead is checking your code, he needs to get some information about your code or not. If you provide this information at the top of the file, if you provide this information in the comment section, then the team lead will read this information. He will understand easily why this program is written, for what purpose this program is written, and everything able to get. So his work is very simple to identify the problems in this particular code. Easily can recognize what is the requirement of writing this code, who has written that code, and everything. Got it or not? Okay, this is one scenario. Second scenario I'm telling them. For example, so you are working with a particular company. Your team lead has given some work to you. You are doing that work. You didn't complete that work even. Just we are in the middle of that work. Unexpectedly, you have a chance to work with Google. Now we are working with the TCS, for example. You have an opportunity to join with Google. Previously, you applied for the Google. You completed interviews, but Google has not given any offer letter to you. Meanwhile, you got job from TCS. You joined with the TCS. Maybe up to 6 months at time, you worked with the TCS. In the TCS, already you assigned for a particular work. Now that work, we are at a middle. At that moment, you got an offer letter from what? No, from whom? Google, for example. Then what you are doing now? Will you give any reply to the Google? No, I don't want to join with you. You are giving an offer letter with a delayed mode. Meanwhile, I started with the TCS, so I don't want to join with you. Will you give that reply to the Google? Why? Because in a TCS, your package may be 5 lakh per annum, but Google is giving nearly 15 lakh per annum. Definitely, we will move to which company? Google only. 50 lakh they are giving there, not even 15. 50 lakh they are giving, but at TCS only 5 lakh per annum. So nobody will go for TCS, nobody will stick with the TCS. Definitely we will go for what? Google only. But where I don't like the statements like, no, first company for me is a TCS, so I want to stick with that only. If you are thinking like that, then what I'm telling there, okay, fine. If you are having such kind of mindset, no, stick with the TCS only and get married. After getting married, you may have child, no. When your child completed BTech, then only join with that child also with the TCS, no. Join your child also with the TCS. Stick with the TCS until your last time, no. Nobody will do that. Where more money is coming, there definitely people will be more. So definitely they will join with Google. Okay, you left from TCS or not? What TCS people will do when you left from TCS? What TCS people will do? Definitely they will hire another person in place of you or not. They will give your chair to that new person or not. And they will say to you, you have to continue the remaining part of the implementation or not. Then he has to open that coding part, what you completed incompletely, what you written incompletely. He will open that file. When he open that file, he has to get some information or not. Where? How he able to get that information? When you provide this type of description, that new person will see that description and he will continue the remaining part of the code by understanding something about that code. So for that purpose, description is required or not? It's a good programming practice while coding the projects or not. So because of that reason only here we have to go for like what now? Comment section. Okay, good. Now tell me, in a comment section, we will use comments to provide a description. Right, sir. In a comment section, we will use what? Comments to provide description. We are going to use some comments to provide description. That's okay, fine. Now tell me, guys, how many types of comments are available in Java? Comment section we are going to use, where we are able to use comments now. But how many types of comments are available in Java now? Tell me, guys. As per your awareness, I'm asking that. How many types of comments are existing now? Tell me. Tell me here, overall, how many types of comments are existed in Java? Exactly. There are 3 types of comments. 3 types of comments in Java. How many types of comments are existed, guys? And 3 types of comments in Java. What are the 3 types of comments in Java now? One is single line comment. One is a single line comment. Single line comment. And the second one is a multi-line comment. Multi-line comment. And the third one is documentation comment. Third one is what? No, documentation comment. Overall, 3 types of comments are existed. First one is what? No, single line comment, and second one is what? Multi-line comment, and the third one is what? No, documentation comment. Yes, sir. Clear or not? Overall, how many types of comments are available? 3 types. What are the 3 types? No, single line comment, multi-line comment, and third one is what? Documentation comment. So here, our responsibility is what? We have to understand all the 3 types of comments clearly. You have to understand all the 3 types of comments. Now, let us start that first one here, single line comment. What is that single line comment actually? Observe carefully. It allows the description. It allows the description in only one line. Anything you want to write, that everything we can write in a single line. The total description must be provided in a single line. The total description must be provided in a single line. So that is what? No, single line comment. Some syntax here I want to provide. Observe carefully. What is that syntax actually? Just use 2 forward slashes where we can write some description. Use forward slashes and write what? No, description. This is single line comment. All right, sir. For example, I want to give some example also for this, where to use this single line comment. No, understand this clearly. Easily we can recognize this, where we are able to use the single line comment. For example, I want to take a class calculator. Calculator is a class here we have written. Inside this calculator, I want to take a method. What is this method? Public int add of int fval comma int sval. Int fval comma int sval. Then where some coding part we are writing, sir. Now my requirement is what? I want to give some description about my method in a single line. I want to give some description about my method in a single line. What is the description here I want to provide there? The description would be like what? No, 2 forward slashes we have to use. Then where the description is what? This method will perform addition operation over 2 int values. That's it. Now tell me, my total description is provided in a single line or not? This method will perform addition operation over 2 int values. Not more than that. Just I want to give some description. Arithmetic addition over 2 integer values. That's my requirement. So that overall description here we provided clearly. Yes, sir. All of you are getting or not? That's okay, fine. This is about clearly like what now? Then example, single line comment. I provided this total description in a single line or multiple lines now. In a single line, I got the total description. Clear? That's okay, fine. This is one point here I'm telling to you. Next one, after that. The second one is what now? Multi-line comment. What about the second one, sir? Now tell me. Multi-line comment. All of you observe this clearly. What is this multi-line comment here? Single line comment allows a description within a single line. Similarly, multi-line comment, it allows the description. It allows the description in more than one line, in multiple lines. It allows the description in what? More than one line. Now, what is the syntax to use this multi-line comment here? Observe carefully. In the case of this multi-line comment, first we have to take a slash star, where we can write some description. Anything here we can write some description. Then after that, at the end, we have to write a star slash, then multi, that means description here. Next one is what now? Star slash, that we have to provide. Now this is like what now? Multi-line comment. Right, sir. Example here I'm telling you, observe carefully. What is that example here? I want to write the same calculator. I want to write the same calculator class. Everybody understand my point clearly? Same calculator class here I want to take. Something else like what? Class calculator. That's okay. Then inside this class, I want to take a method. What is this method here? Public int something else like what now? Add int fval comma int sval. And then after that, here what I am going to write there, some description here I am writing now. That's okay, fine. Now about this method, I want to provide some multiple lines, the description multiple lines. I want to write some information about this particular method in a multiple lines. How it is possible to write description about this method in a multiple lines? If you come for this point here, what I am telling to you, slash star and star slash. Here what I am going to write that information here, observe carefully. This is multi-line comment here I have given there. Then here method name here I want to provide. What is the name of the method, guys? Now tell me. Add is the name of the method. Some information. Next one is what? Params. What are the params of this particular method? Int, comma, int. Two integer values as parameter or not? And then what next one here? Return type, return value. Return value should be an integer or not? Returns what now? Returns integer or not? Like this. If you want to give some description more than one line, then we are able to provide these details here clearly. Next one is what? Objective I want to write. Purpose I want to write. What is that objective here? No, like arithmetic addition. Arithmetic addition over 2 into values. Arithmetic addition over 2 into values. Then after that parameters int comma int. Return value int. So the description is available more than one line or not? The description is provided in more than one line or not? So this is what exactly the multiple lines here we provided. To provide this multiple lines here, what we are having there? Multi-line comment. I'm asking one more question to all of you guys. Now tell me, in Java, all comments are executable or not executable? Comments are what? Executable or unexecutable? Not executable. Not executable. Comments are not executable. Please remember these points here. Comments are only for the sake of our understanding purpose about our code, not for the sake of programming purpose. Please remember this. For the sake of the user level understanding only, these comments are utilized. Comments are not for any technical point of view. Comments are not the part of our programming. Comments are the part of our understanding the content. That's it. Okay, fine. Now this is about like what now? This is like a multi-line comment here we provided. Then what is the third comment here? Now tell me, what about the third comment, guys? Documentation comment. What about this third one here? No? Documentation comment. What about this documentation comment actually? All of you observe carefully. So it allows, now tell me guys, single line comment allows a description within a single line or not? Single line comment is able to allow the description within a single line or not? That's okay. Multi-line comment allows the description more than one line or not? Okay. Now documentation comment allows the description in more than one page, All of you observe carefully. So if you want to provide the description of our program in more than one page, there we are able to use like what now? Documentation comment. Now tell me, what is the syntax of this documentation comment actually? Observe carefully. Slash double star, then every line is started with a star, and so on and so on and so on, then a star slash. Right, sir? In the first line, what we need to have there? No, slash double star. Next one is what? No, every line is started with what here? No, a star. Then at the end, what we have to provide there? No, then we have to write like what? No, star slash, that we have to write. Is the point is clear or not? The point is clear or not? Right, so now this is what exactly the content here we prepared clearly. Observe carefully. Then after that, then what next one here I'm telling to you after that. Now where we are able to use this documentation comment. Here I want to give some use case also. Now try to observe this clearly. Where we are able to use this documentation comment here. If we come for this point, observe carefully. One note kind of point here I'm telling there. In general, we will use documentation comments to prepare API documentations. In general, we will use documentation comments to prepare what? API documentations. Everybody must understand my point here. For what purpose documentation comments are used? To prepare API documentations. Now here we have a question. What is this API documentation, guys? What exactly the meaning of API documentation? That also I want to give some clarity. First of all, understand the definition. Understand the definition, no? All of you ready? Understand the definition for API documentation. API documentation is a document. Is a document. It may be a text document, or it may be Word document, or it may be a PDF file, or it may be an HTML file, or it may be any document. It may be any document, but it will provide some description about all the programming elements which we have used in our present program. Come on, what is the meaning of this API documentation? API document is a document. It may be an XML, it may be like what now? Text document or Word document, or it may be PDF file, or it may be HTML file, anything it may be, but it will provide some description about all the programming elements which we have used in our present application. In the program, whatever the predefined elements we have used, like variables, like methods, like classes, interfaces, abstract classes, about all these things, I want to get some description. The description we are going to provide in a single document. The document is called as what now? API document. Got it or not? Then what is that API document? You know, API document is a document, comma, it may be a text document, comma, Word document, comma, an HTML file, comma, next one is what? PDF file, and so on. But what it will provide? It will provide the complete description. It will provide the complete description about our program. That's it. About our program. It will provide a complete description about the programming elements which we have used in our program. That's it. In our code. Whatever the code here we have used there, whatever the elements we have used, like variables, methods, and classes, and everything. About everything, we are able to provide some description. For the purpose here, we are using like what now? API documentation. Don't worry, I will show practically also how to prepare API documentation. I will show with examples clearly. Don't worry for that. Okay. All of you observe this clearly. What is API documentation? We understood here. Am I right or not? About our program, if you want to get full-fledged information, then we have to go for like what now? API documentation. Good, nice. Tell me. Java programming language has some predefined library or not? In Java, some predefined libraries exist or not? Predefined library in the sense, all predefined classes, abstract classes, and interfaces are not. Inside these classes, abstract classes, and interfaces, all variables and methods are exist or not. Once the predefined libraries existed in the form of classes, abstract classes, and interfaces, variables, methods, in the sense, definitely about these programming elements, some documentation might be provided by Sun Microsystems or not. Come on, guys. Definitely, Java host, Java vendor, that means Java home, has to provide documentation about to describe our predefined library or not. Exactly, that required documentation, required Java API documentation was already provided by Sun Microsystems or Oracle Corporation. Okay, sir, I understood. Can you show that? Can you open that API documentation? It was predefined actually. Why? Because the documentation is provided for predefined library. So that is already existed, I think so. Can you show that API documentation? Definitely, I will show that API documentation. You don't worry for that. All of you guys, observe clearly how we are able to show this API documentation there. Understand it? No. First of all, here what we have to do, open browser. So inside this browser here, what we have to do there, just Google it. What we have to do there, observe carefully. Java 8. Just I want to type like what? Java 8 documentation. Java 8 documentation or API documentation, that doesn't matter. Documentation. I don't want to download it. Just I want to show like what they know in Google. That means oracle.com. docs.oracle.com is a website where we are able to see that. Now let me open a new tab. Right click on it and open a new tab. Now here it will be open. It's okay. Instead of this, I want to go for API documentation directly. Java 8 API documentation. Yeah, nice. Java API documentation. Now observe carefully. Guys, here, how many frames are existed here? We can observe this clearly. In this overall, 3 frames are existed or not? 3 frames are existed here. What are the 3 frames which are existed clearly? We can observe this clearly. This particular one is a packages part. This particular one is what now? Packages part. Observe carefully. This particular one is what now? Packages part. And this is like what now? Classes and interfaces part. And this is what now? Content part. Content about a particular class, that overall content will be existed. Middle one here. Okay, now observe carefully. I want to know something about my string class. I want to get some details about which class now? String class. In my development, I need to perform some string operations. I want to know which operations are supported by Java, which operations are not supported by Java. So I want to get the details now. Then immediately what I have to do, I have to open the string class or not. But if you want to open string class, we need to have idea where this string class is existed. In general, string class is available in java.lang package. In general, string class is existed where, in which package? No, java.lang package. So here, in the packages part, I need to search for java.lang or not. In the packages part, I need to check for java.lang or not. Now observe this clearly. Now this is packages part here. Inside this packages part now, java.lang exists or not existed here? Java.lang. I think it's not visible for you. Then of course, no problem. You can observe this clearly. Now java.lang is available or not available? As existed. If I click on this java.lang, here automatically all the classes and interface of java.lang pages are appeared. All right, so now here we have to go for like what now? Java.lang we selected here. Now search for string. Class name is what now? String. First one is interfaces. Next one is what now? Classes. Now in the classes, what I have to select there now? String I have to select. Now let me check for it. String is existed or not existed? Here string is existed here. Just we have to select a string. If we select a string, automatically the total string information is coming in the middle. The total string information is coming in the middle. We can see some description also about the string class. What description here we are able to see about the string class now? Observe carefully. Right, sir. Some information about the string class is like what? Now understand this. The string class represents character strings. All string literals in Java programs, such as ABC, are implemented as instances of this class. Some information, some description about the string class initially we are getting. That's okay, fine. Strings are constant. Their values cannot be changed after they are created. String buffer support mutable strings. That's okay, good. And how to declare string? String str is equal to ABC, something else. Information we are getting. Okay, some coding part is also be generated. That's okay, good. Next one is inside the string, since. From where it is available, guys? Now tell me. Which version of the Java which is available there? JDK 1.0. From that version onward, the string class is available or not? Okay, fine. Now, next one is what? Field summary. Field summary in the sense variables details. Field in the sense variables in Java. Variables details here we are providing. Now tell me, what is that variable here? Now tell me, case insensitive order. This is one variable is available, and it's some description is also available. Declarative information is existed. Next one is a constructor. Whenever a class is available, definitely constructors are going to be available. So constructors details are existed. Observe carefully. Inside this, some constructor, 0 argument constructor, 1 parameterized constructor, 2 parameterized constructors, and so on and so on and so on. All the constructors are also be existed. We can observe this clearly. Then after that, what is this one, sir? Now, what is this actually? Method summary. That means method information, method details. Whatever the methods here we are having inside the string class, no, all these methods information is provided. What are these methods? No, caret, code pointed, code point before, code point count, compare to, ignore case. What is this method, sir? Now tell me. Concat, well-known method. Number of times we are able to use that method also in our programming. Next one is the contains method. Content equal. Next one is ends with equals method is available or not? Equals method, equals ignore case method, format, get bytes. So all these methods are existed, guys. Observe carefully. Now I want to go for like what? No, not only this java.lang. No, I want to open like which class there, something else like what? No, buffered reader class I want to open. What is my class there? No, buffered reader. Where is this buffered reader actually? Buffered reader is related to input and output operations or not? It is related to input and output operations. Whenever it is related to input and output operations, in which package that class is going to be existed? In which package that class is going to be existed? In which package? Java.io package. Anyway, that idea we are going to get with the experience only, not by mug up all the things. No, while moving inside the Java, no, automatically you will understand which class is in which package. Minimum idea we are able to get. That is by practice only we are able to get. With experience only we are able to get it now. That we are not going to by heart. Sir, got my point or not? Okay, fine. Now I have to open which package now? Java.io. If I open it, here we are able to get all the classes now. Right, now here class and interfaces. What are required here now? Tell me. Buffered reader is required. Now buffered reader is available or not available? Buffered reader is exist or not? Yes, existed. Click on this buffered reader. Here we are getting some details about like what now? Buffered reader. Buffered reader information here we are getting clearly. Now this is since from what? JDK 1.1 version onwards. Here we are getting this buffered reader. Field summary, constructors information, methods information, all the methods and everything is existed clearly. So now this is the documentation, API documentation for what purpose there? No, predefined library. This is for predefined library. All of you are getting my point or not? No response, guys. So this is about predefined library. Then predefined library information, if you want to get at any cost, just we have to open Java 8 documentation, API documentation in the Google. There we are able to get it. Not only here, we can download this total file. We can download this file. We can keep that file in our system wherever we require, without internet also, without searching in the Google also. Double click on that file. There we can open it and we are able to see the total content clearly. So this is about like what? No, API documentation about our content. Clear or not? Okay, fine. Up to this point is okay, sir. Nice. Understand this one. For predefined library, we are given API documentation and everything. That's okay. But here my requirement is it possible for me to prepare the same API document for my program? I write a program. Inside my program, I write number of variables and methods, classes and interfaces. Is it possible to prepare API documentation for my application? Possible or not possible? Definitely it is possible. Definitely it is possible. For our program, you can prepare API documentation also. You can prepare API documentation also for our program. But here my question is what? How it is possible to prepare API documentation for our program clearly? Right, sir. Here I want to give some information. Try to understand it clearly. Documentation comments are used to prepare API documentations or not? Right, sir. If you prepare API documentation by using documentation comments manually, it may take a lot of time. It may take a lot of time, so nobody will do that. Answer my point here. So, preparing API documentations by using documentation comments, manually, preparing API documentation by using documentation comments manually is taking lot of time, or is not suggestible. It is not suggestible. Okay, fine. Now here, what is that alternative? It is not suggestible. Then what is that alternative? So here the point is what? To simplify API documentation preparation. To simplify API documentation preparation, we will use, or Java has provided an internal tool called as, that means not internal tool, provided an internal command in the form of in the form of javadoc. What is this command, guys? Now tell me. Javadoc. Javadoc command is provided by Java to prepare like what? No, API documentation. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? If you want to prepare API documentation for our programs, Java has given an internal tool. What is that internal tool there? No, javadoc. That internal tool was provided by Java. Got my point or not? Internal tool was provided by Java to prepare API documentation. Clear cut information or not? All right, sir. Now, observe carefully. I will give one example to all of you guys. Now, try to understand this example. How to use this javadoc tool. Syntax also here, I'm telling to you. How to use javadoc tool here. We can understand this clearly. Javadoc space file name dot java. Not required to compile the program. Just directly we can use javadoc space file name dot java. Javadoc space file name dot java. We have to provide this. If we provide like this, automatically API documentation will be created in the form of HTML files. Here itself we have to understand clearly. One note kind of point here I'm telling there. Javadoc tool is able to provide the complete API documentation. Javadoc tool is able to provide the complete API documentation in the form of HTML files. In the form of HTML files, not in the form of any other one. In the form of what? No, HTML files. Okay. Right, guys. And can I show that example here? Right. Just 5 minutes of time. I'll complete this content here. Just understand this. I will show one example on the base of this. By that, we are able to get some clarity. All of you observe this. I need to write a program. A simple program here I want to write. Let me write a program here. Right, sir. Now, here what I am telling there, I want to take it as a public class employee. Public class employee. Inside this, public int envo, public string ename. Then what next one here? Public float esal. Then public string e added here. Now tell me, guys, how many variables I declared inside this class employee? 4 variables I declared. Just remember this. Next one is after that, public employee. This is one constructor. 0 argument constructor I have taken. Constructor, just a class name, parameter, class name, parenthesis. That's it. Next one is, another one is public employee, where I will take int envo. This is one parameterized constructor. Next one is public employee int envo comma string ename. Right. Now here, what we have to provide there? This one. Public employee, then where int envo comma string ename comma float esal. Then here we have to write this one. This one we completed. Now tell me, guys, the one more constructor here I'm writing there, public employee, then where I will write into envo comma and string ename comma float esal comma and string e added here. That I've written. That's okay, fine. Now tell me overall, how many constructors here we have written? How many constructors I have written? Please list out it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 constructors I have written or not? With a difference in parameter list. Okay, fine. Similarly, I want to write some methods also. Public void add of int envo comma and string ename comma float esal comma and string e added here. Now this is what? No, a method, one method. Public void search. Public void search int envo search employee. Next one is public void update. Update int envo comma string ename comma float esal comma and string e added here. All right, sir. Next one is what? Public void delete of int envo delete. That's it. How many methods I have taken there? 4 methods I have taken. Don't think much about this program there. Just one program is available to prepare API documentation. That only we have to think. Sir, all of you are getting my point or not? How I have written this program, what is the purpose of variables, what is the purpose of methods, all the things are not required as of now. Now, what I require now, to prepare API documentation, I need a program. That's why I've written that program. Okay, fine. Now, let me save this program, guys. Where I'm trying to save this one, D drive. Insert this D drive, Java 10. Insert this, I want to prepare a folder, new folder, that will be docs. Docs folder I'll create. Now, insert this docs folder, I want to save with employee.java. Employee.java that I prepared. Okay. My program is right or wrong? Syntactically right. No mistakes are available. If anything is mistaken, then I will check it anyway. Don't worry. So my program is ready or not? For this program, I want to prepare the documentation, API documentation. How I'm going to prepare API documentation here? Let me open command prompt. Go to the location where we have used, where we saved our Java file. Go to the location here. At present, it is available at C drive. Where is my program actually now? Tell me. D:/Java 10. Insert this Java 10 docs folder. Insert this one I stored with employee.java. Now let me do what I have to do there. I have to go for D:/CD Java 10 and CD. What next one? Docs. dir. Inside this we are getting that employee.java or not? dir in the sense that show the content of that particular location. Employee.java is exist or not? That's okay. Now here I need to prepare API documentation in the form of HTML files. So what command here we have to use there? What's the command we have to use there? No response, guys. Java doc we have to use. Then what we have to provide there? Employee.java. Java doc space employee.java. If I click on enter button, automatically we are going to get the API documentation in the form of HTML file. Click on enter button here. Now observe carefully, generating what? Generating employee.html package from all the HTML files we are getting or not? Generating all the HTML files. So it means that the documentation is created in the form of what? HTML files or not? Let me open one HTML file here. Already these many, sorry, not this one here. Already these many HTML files, not this one also. 1 minute. D drive Java 10. Inside these docs. Inside these, all the HTML files are created. Now let me open one HTML file. Employee.html I want to open. Let us click on this HTML file. Let's click on this HTML file. Just we can observe this clearly. What is my class, guys? Now tell me. Class, I have not used packages and all. Just only plain class I have used. For that I am preparing this HTML file. That means documentation. Class employee. Field summary. How many fields are existed, guys? Now tell me. 4 fields are exist or not? What are the 4 fields I declared there? ENO, ename, ECell, and EADDR. Order may be anything. That doesn't matter. Next one is constructors. How many constructors can I declare there? 5 constructors are declared or not? All the 5 constructors we provided. Next one is the methods information I provided. How many methods are existed, guys, overall? And 4 methods are available or not? What are these 4 methods actually? Add, delete, search, and update. Methods are existed or not? Next one is in detailed information, field information, ename information, ECell information, EADDR information. Then constructor, all the constructors, separate in detailed information there. Methods information. Everything here we are getting or not? Come on, guys, you have to answer for me. Everything we are getting or not? Okay, fine. Now observe carefully. This is okay, fine. Now the documentation is okay now. I want to close this. Wait a minute of time. Finally, how to prepare API documentation content we understood. But I want to give one small conclusion. Try to understand this conclusion, guys. All of you know. Everybody, understand this conclusion, guys. I want to use comments in this program. I want to use comments. How many types of comments here we are using there? How many types of comments are available? 3 types of comments are existed. What are the